Ras reporting, Ras Jonathan of Levi, February 4th, 2014. Reporting to you, an unscripted source of truth, supporting the struggle for international justice every day. I'm talking about the news. Putin, Olympics, costing too much. You got these contractors, they're all over the world. They get in with the politicians, and they get the bids for these jobs. And that's why the dollar is really not worth what it used to be worth, because it hasn't been evenly distributed based on labor and based on skill. Instead, it's been exploited. And you've got all these speculators that understand how to trade currencies and to be able to pinch currencies in that way on a daily basis, on a secondly basis. And so at this point, if you don't have a physical commodity that backs your currency, then your currency is overvalued. It's completely overvalued. Microsoft Select Safe Mode, another advertisement. People need to understand when they read this, these are advertisements. They got a new CEO. They're trying to say they picked the safe one. You know, they want people comfortable with putting their money in those companies. Major droughts. Major droughts. I don't know if I covered this one already, but there's droughts everywhere now. What happens is, you know, the farmers need the water regardless for their crops, so they're continuously taking it out of the ground, and then it becomes a problem, you know, on the surface. And you know, we saw this over the past few years continuing to happen. So this is another indication that climate change is certainly real and certainly life-threatening. Afghan campaign starts under Taliban clouds. So they got a new candidate coming up for election in Afghanistan. You know, the Taliban was always the original government of Afghanistan, and then at some point we implemented another government into the region. And the idea of insurgency is to spread your culture, whatever that may be, amongst those people. But again, we need balance in this world. We need all different types of cultures. We need to understand that what we see on TV is not real. It's a fabricated reality. It's not real. So, you know, nobody's going to say anything positive about the Taliban. Nobody has in 12 years. Nobody has in 20 years from the Western imperial interests. And so, understanding that from all that we do know and all that we do hear, you have to be willing to question that reality and say to yourself, possibly there is people within these groups and within these customs that have done bad things, but possibly the custom as a whole is not that bad. Remember, Satan is the master of disguise. Yeah. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that as things look good, they look perfect on the outside, on the inside they're not. And so therefore, when you're looking at a culture like the United States of America, and you watch the movies that we go watch, a lot of times you're gonna see people in houses and they fight a little and they argue a little, and it seems like they're not completely happy and their life's, you know, whatever. But around them's great. They got big old houses, nice cars, everything. And you think to yourself, oh, if those people can do it, so can I. Right? So that's the common ploy that they use. And you know, this is all about smiles, right? Smiles. That's the big illusion with these people nowadays. Smiley, isn't it? Smiling. Because they really assume that if you're smiling, then you're content. You know, typically people view smiling with happiness. But it's not happiness that we need to be concerned about. What we need to be concerned about is purpose. Yes, it's fulfilling our purpose on this earth. And if you don't know what your purpose is, that's your purpose. To discover what your purpose is. And then to fulfill your purpose.